So it is that time of the year where we look back at the year of anime and we discuss who we believe should win Anime of the Year. Now, I've got a list here of some animes that I think will be in the conversation that we're going to talk about. Now, remember, this is all subjective. Like, I am going to have something that you might not agree with that I think is going to win. You're going to have one that I don't agree with. That's just how it is. And ultimately, I have one that I would like to win, but I also have one that I believe will win. So we're going to discuss it. So let's get to it. Okay, so this year has been, I would say, a very good year for anime. There has been a lot of stuff that has come out. We've got sequel seasons that have been coming out. We've got some new animes that got adapted as well. It's just been fantastic. So we're going to run through some of the contenders that I think are going to be in the conversation that most people would have in their list. So let's get to it. So firstly, Frieren. We have that one. We have RE0 Season 3. We have Kaiju number 8. Demon Slayer, the Hashira Training Arc. Solo Leveling Season 1. My Hero Academia Season 7. One Piece. Dragon Ball Daima. Bleach 1000 Year Blood War Part 3. Tower of God Season 2, and Dan Da Dan. Now, that's the list that I'm going to run with. That's the list I'm going to discuss. Now, I'm just going to let you guys know, RE0, I have not caught up yet with. So, I can't comment on RE0. So, you guys in the comments are going to have to tell me about that one and whether or not you think that's going to win or not. I can't comment on that. Now, let's get into Frieren. So Frieren is the one we're going to start off with. Now, I haven't watched Frieren the whole entire way yet. I am currently in the middle of watching it. But from what I have seen so far, and what everyone has been telling me and everything like that, it is a very, very good anime. I'm loving the themes that are running through this particular show so far. You know, having this character that is Frieren, who is an elf who lives longer than everyone else, and she goes on this amazing journey, but then realizes she never got to really know these people while she was with them, and she's starting to understand life and how precious it is, and the memories that she can create and getting to know people. So when she does adopt an apprentice, this connection starts to go and you see her character change. And I like it. Like, this is not your action shonen anime. This is not one of those animes. This is a slower burned anime, but it is very, very deep in the themes that are running through. The animation is beautiful. So far what I've seen, I understand why people put this at their top of the list. I understand why people would talk about this as winning anime of the year. So once I fully complete it, I think I'm going to get a better picture of where I would actually put it in my ranking. But nevertheless, it has to be discussed because it is in the conversation for winning anime of the year. Now let's turn our attention to Kaiju number 8. Now, there has been some things regarding character designs from transitioning from the manga page to the anime that some people aren't happy with. I haven't actually read the Kaiju number 8 manga yet, so I can't comment on that. So that's for people who have read the manga. You guys can debate that in the comment section. But Kaiju number 8 is a very, very good anime. I remember sitting there and it was on there and I was like 6 episodes in and I was like, I might as well check it out. So I watched it and I just fell in love with it from the very, very first episode. It has really good story, really good characters. The power system is great. The actual fights and action is fantastic as well. And the animation was really, really good as well, especially the transformation when he transforms to Kaiju number 8. It was brilliant. So this is another one that I can see becoming very popular in the future as more comes out. I know the manga is getting more popular, but I think this is one of those animes that could be a pillar moving forward if it continues down the quality that it is. And for me, it has to be in this conversation as well. Now, obviously, you have One Piece that is still going on. This is always going to come up every single year because it just continuously runs. One Piece, we know what One Piece is about. And this new arc has been great as well. That's been going out. We're learning a lot more about the world of One Piece itself. The fight sequences are fantastic. The animation is getting better and better and better each time. So One Piece has to be in this discussion because it is continuing on and it's always there and it's always a high quality. Now let's turn our attention to Bleach Thousand Year Blood War Part 3, which I think is absolutely fantastic so far. The animation is gorgeous, but what I love about this season is the anime exclusive content that we are getting throughout the season. The stuff that was not in the manga, because the manga was obviously rushed at this particular time. We are getting exclusive, longer fight sequences, more backstory to characters and their motivations, which I think is elevating this particular arc way higher than the manga one. This is one of the rare times where you're going to actually sit there and be like, the anime actually executes this a lot better than the manga. So we're getting better fight sequences, we're understanding more characters, and the animation is the best it's ever been for Bleach. So it has to be in the discussion as well. Now, when you turn to Dragon Ball Daima is the return of Dragon Ball on the screen that we have been waiting for. And so far, the 10 episodes we have got has been absolutely nothing but classic Dragon Ball and fantastic. The animation is on something else. It is just a brilliant level. The fight sequence between Goku and the 3-star Dragon Ball Keeper in the Demon Realm was one of the best fight sequences you're going to see animated wise. It was just crisp, clean, perfect. And the story itself is fantastic as well. While it's not as good as some of the other ones that will be mentioned along here, it is still of a very high quality. And this is obviously being Toriyama's final project that he ever worked on, and having it all in there, he was very excited for it, and it is delivering every single week. So it has to be in the discussion as well. Now, obviously, we have the Demon Slayer Hashira training arc as well, which was fantastic. Not very big in the manga. This is another example of the anime doing it better than the manga. They actually, took this little segment of Demon Slayer and stretched it out over 8 episodes and created a lot more context and backstory to particular characters that made you understand them a lot more before we get to the Infinity Castle saga. And I thought they did that well. Obviously, Demon Slayer is always animated beautifully. That final episode, some of the best animation you are gonna see all year. It might win best animation of the year because it is just simply stunning. That explosion, you don't know if it's real or not. That's how good the animation is. The characters are still great. So Demon Slayer Hashira training arc, I understand the argument for it to be in this discussion. Then we take our turns to My Hero Academia season 7, which was one of the best seasons of My Hero so far. Fantastic. We are finally going into the final war arc, and you start to understand things. We obviously had the tragic stuff with Bakugo happening there. We have Deku. We have that beautiful moment with Toga and her coming to grips with her feelings and how she feels, and the conclusion of hers. The Shoto Derby stuff, the family with Endeavor, absolutely fantastic. And some of the best story that you're going to see for the year, animated beautifully as well. And again, in this discussion, Solo Leveling Season 1, it's crazy to think that it came out this year, but it did come out this year. And this, to me, Solo Leveling is one of the animes that is going to be the biggest anime in a couple of years, because this anime is just superb. If you guys have read Solo Leveling and you know where we're going, you just know moving forward from season 1, it's just going to grow and just get better and better and better. This is going to be the new Bleach, Naruto, One Piece, Dragon Ball sort of hype train. That's what Solo Leveling is going to be. Season 1 is fantastic. The characters are great. The story is great. The animation is absolutely stunning. And it feels like it's gaining a lot of traction. It did recently win an award for Anime of the Year in one of these in this new segment of Anime of the Year. I can't remember what the show was, what the actual show segment thing was called, but it won. It beat out all the other animes. So I feel like Solo Leveling is that good. And it was that good that it has cracked my top 10 best animes of all time that I love. It cracked it. That's how good Solo Leveling Season 1 is. So again, this has to be in the discussion. Then you have Tower of God Season 2, and I only just recently started watching it, and now I'm caught up, and to me, this is just a phenomenal anime. I know some people have questionable things about the animation at certain things. I honestly didn't really have any problems with the animation. But for me, it's the story of Tower of the God that is the best thing about it. That story and characters are so freaking good. The stuff with Bon is so good, man. Just unbelievable storytelling and character arc for him. And then you have throw in Kun, who is fantastic. One of the best dual-tagonists you're going to see in anime. He is that good. It's the chemistry, the relationship, everything about the story that elevates Tower of the God for me in this discussion. And then finally, dun da dun. This anime may have the best episode of all of anime in episode 7 this year. It was one of those episodes that makes you cry. It just hits you on every emotional level. Dan Dan has been fantastic animation-wise, fantastic story-wise, and it just delivers everything you want. And this has the potential to be very popular and very good. It works with the whole themes that are running through with the aliens and the ghosts and mixing them together. I just think it's so good. And then the relationships with the characters, it's so realistic that you can relate to it. That is the thing about Dan to Dan, is the relationship between our two main characters is so relatable, is because we've all been through that same thing throughout high school. And I think that is what makes Dan to Dan so good, is that you can relate to the characters a lot more and the situations that they are being put in when it comes to them together. So that is who I have in the discussion. Now, let's get to who do I think is going to win and who do I want to win. Now, firstly, who do I think is going to win? If you told me I had to put money on it, I think Frierin's going to win. I just think the word of mouth about it, how good it is, and what I've seen so far, I feel like Frieren is going to win Anime of the Year. If you told me who I think should win it and who I want to win it, it's Solo Leveling. I think Solo Leveling, to me, if I had to put it, look, Dan to Dan is the dark horse. I think Dan to Dan is the dark horse here. I think that's the one that could surprise and win it. But I think the two front runners are Frieren and Solo Leveling. I would like to see Solo Leveling win it, but I understand if Frieren wins it. And I think Frieren is going to win it. But I'm going to root for Solo Leveling. But then again, it's a win either way, whichever one wins. I mean, honestly, they're all fantastic. So let me know your thoughts. Who do you think is going to win Anime of the Year? Let me know down in the comment section below. Smash that like button, click subscribe, and I'll see you guys next video. Until then, stay safe and peace out.